Hi, I'm Danny Baird, and this is my testimony. I was born in Muleshoe, Texas in 1977, and I had a older sister, and we moved to Arkansas. And by the age of 5, on my 5th birthday, my father left me, my sister, and my mom. And that's where all my turmoil started. I began to lie and manipulate people and tell stories about my father. And it all went through until I was about the age of 14. And my mother took out all of her hurt and sorrow and the love that she missed from my father out on me. And it made it really hard, because I was always getting a spanking or having to, I would be grounded for, 19 weeks at a time, all the time. And at the age of 14, my father's sisters decided to send me to Albuquerque, New Mexico to meet my father. And I flew by myself down there, and the first thing I did when I seen my father was give him a big hug because I missed him. And right after that, I ended up taking my own money and buying him a bottle of whiskey as soon as we left the airport. I didn't know no better, and I just thought it was something for me and my father to do for the first time. And I stayed with him for 3 weeks and flew back to Arkansas. I was in football since 4th grade, and my 11th grade year I got offered a full ride at the University of Arkansas, played for Razorbacks. And my father decided to come back into my life whenever I was 17, and he moved back here to Arkansas because he heard I was going to play for the Razorbacks and wanted to be a part of my life then. And once he come back into my life, I was very happy, and I almost would do anything just, to have him around me. And him and my uncle asked me to deliver a package for them, and it was full of drugs, and they set me up on a drug deal, and the police waited a year until I was in college in Fayetteville playing football, and they come and arrested me for 2 counts of delivery of drugs. So I lost my scholarship and got blackballed from even being able to play in a church league football or anything. So the only thing I knew how to do in my life was to hit people, because all I did was play football, and I had so much anger and so much turmoil in my life that the only way I could get it out was by getting on the field and just hitting people and taking out all of my aggression. So then I decided to go to work at bars, and I become a bouncer and become fighting in tough man competitions and just whatever I could do to just be violent, because that's the only thing I knew. There I met my first child's mother, and I had a beautiful baby girl. I told myself that I wasn't gonna be a father like my father. And I walked right in his footsteps. I become a drug addict and not a good father at all. I made sure that they had what they needed, But that was it. So then I decided that I was a bad person, so I left. And throughout the drugs and bar time and everything, I ended up having, 5 years later, I had a set of twin boys with a girl that used a lot of drugs. And of course that relationship went south real quick. So I knew that I was a failure in my own eyes. So then I went on a destructive path of just ruining people's lives because I was unhappy. I ended up becoming a professional mixed martial artist, bounty hunter, bouncer, a hitman for the Mexican cartel. I would go and pick up a piece of paper and the Mexican cartel would have me go and do stuff for them that was against the law, but I had to bring them proof back so that I could get paid, so that if my kids needed anything, I could give it to them. So I did that for about 10 years of nothing but just violence. Everybody's seen me as this big bad bruiser that wanted to make sure everybody knew that I was immortal, I was untouchable. And I ended up crossing one of the Mexican cartel guys, and they ended up drugging me, and I woke up on a table chained down for 7 days while they cut my body open everywhere. And I had a reality check there that I wasn't immortal, but I was so far into just hurt, pain, and misery that I didn't care. So I proceeded on to do methamphetamines and any other kind of drug there was, just so that I could numb all the pain in my life. And I was working as a foreman, and I was working on the road all the time because that was the only way I could make enough money to take care of my children. And then at the age of 31, I had my last child, which is my baby boy, Sebastian. And I told myself that I was going to change, but I couldn't do it. And I ended up just staying on the road, sending money home for the kids and stuff, and fighting and doing massive amounts of drugs so that I couldn't have to think about what was going on at home. And then I got a phone call that my wife had left and took my kids and had a protection order and everything against me. I don't know what the whole problem was, but it just happened. So I come home and I bought $500 worth of methamphetamines and marijuana and sat in a Econo Lodge motel for 3 days. And on the third day, I was out of drugs, out of money, and I was done living. So I stuck a Desert Eagle 45 in my mouth and pulled the trigger, and it misfired. So that was my first spiritual thing that I had in my life. So I knew God had something for me, so I went and put myself in a ministry. And in the third month I was there, I had my Holy Ghost experience with Jesus. And he come see me at 2 o'clock in the morning. For some reason, I just woke up and I seen a beautiful light in the windows, and I went and stood by the window, and it told me that he had something great for me. So I was overwhelmed with what I needed to do. So I ended up going to the church in Mountain Home, Arkansas, where I met Pastor Eric Sparks and my whole church family now. That church has changed my entire life, as I'm not an angry man no more. I love myself, and I do everything every day now for God, for what He has given me back in my life. He's brought my children back into my life. We're closer than ever. And I know that God has forgiven me for all the bad stuff that I've done and for all the people that I've hurt. So every day now I wake up and I thank God for just another day. And, and then I strive every day to help somebody that's hurting, because God helped me in my worst part of my life. And I know that it's possible to save somebody just by talking to them, just by letting them know that you care and that He put us all here for a reason. We just have to find it. So now I'm an assistant house director at a men's shelter that I get to help them every day, no matter what it is, if it's just talking or if getting medicines for them or helping them find a job. Then I work for my church as a maintenance man, and I just get to go out and do blessings all the time. And I believe that that is what He's put me here for, is to be a helper and to be a healer, and just to reach out and let people know that the good Lord is here in our hearts every day. And I thank Him every day for that I'm not the man who I used to be, because I hated Him so much, but I didn't know any other way. And the church has brought that to me. The church brought to me that I'm a man of God and that I'm somebody that He wants me to go out and spread what He has put upon His disciples to say the same thing. So I feel that I'm one of His disciples, and I'm going to spread the word of Jesus every day of my life until I go and meet Him finally. And when I do, I just hope I've done everything that He's wanted me to do.
How did the cartel act after you quit them?
Well, after I crossed the Mexican cartel guy, I was going to pick up 8 ball of drugs, 8 ball of methamphetamines from him, and my friend was with them, and he called me and told me that they were going to give me a bunch of fake stuff. So I met the guy on a dirt road, and before he got out of his car, I already beat him to a bloody pulp and left the fake drugs on his dashboard and called the anonymous call to police saying that there was some guy on a dirt road. And of course they found him and picked him up, and then 2 weeks later 2 girls come over and it's like, hey, let's go out and party. And they had a big mixed drink in one of them shaker glasses, and they put 7 roofies in it. And when I grabbed it, I was just like, blah, 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 blah.
Roofies are what?
Roofies is like the date rape drug that most, girls get raped by, and I woke up, that's when I woke up on the table, and that's the Mexican cartel guys were there. I never shot up drugs, but they would shoot me in my pinky toe on my left side with methamphetamines, and then an hour later shoot me in my right pinky toe with morphine. And they would bring me in and out. And the only time I'd wake up is when they'd stick the razor blade deeper in and cut my chest open. And my arms and my legs. And yeah, it was bad. I don't know, I think you remember whenever they had 3 counties looking for me. as a missing person because I worked for a federal business, arms dealers, and I had keys to, $30 million worth of merchandise. So they were looking for me, and after 7 days, they dropped me off in a hayfield way down in Ray Valley with just my shorts and a tank top. Took my shoes, took everything. So I walked from Ray Valley to Mountain Home, and I was just a bloody mess. And then nobody stopped to help me or anything. I got to my mom's house, and my mom and sister's house, and I knocked on the door, and my mom almost hit the ground when she seen me. So she called the ambulance and the police to come to the house, and they're questioning me on, where was you at, what happened, and I told them straight up, I don't remember nothing. I just remember waking up and 3 different guys with bandanas across their face cutting me with razor blades. And, so I went to the hospital, got stitched up on my chest. I think I had 790 stitches in my body. And it was bad, but that was my reality check, because nobody ever beat me in tough man competitions, in amateur MMA or in professional MMA. I was a good fighter. That's what I knew. But I thank God that happened to me, honestly, because that's whenever I started to change my life. I was like, I got to find a different direction. My anger and aggression today is completely gone. I don't get angry. I will not. I've had guys at the house cuss me from one end to the other and not even get a violent rage at me. And the reason why is because I'm filled with the Holy Spirit today, and I'm baptized, reborn again, and there's just too much love in my heart now to get angry. And if I do get angry, I take a minute and just pray. That's all I do, is because that's what everybody keeps telling me is all you got to do is pray and be patient, and that's what I do. I don't hurry anything up. I just wait. And it all comes if you're faithful and you're patient, obedient to what he says. He gives you what you ask for. And so I have no other needs in my life but to make sure that my children are happy and that I'm happy. And the good Lord just keeps bringing better things to me every day. And the devil's out there, though. The devil tries to play mad tricks on me, and I don't allow it. Because of some of the Bible classes I take, that's shown me that I can listen to my heart and not listen to my mind. If I go off what my heart tells me, I'm going to do the right thing, because our God is a heart God, like we all said. And that's all I need. I don't have to be rich. I don't have to have a lot of money, because I live a wonderful life just with his presence in me, because I still crack up and joke and have a great time. I'm a big kid, like Pastor says. I am. I color, play with toys. I do all that every day still. Yeah, I was doing it Sunday in class, And so I'm just, I'm going to keep one foot in front of the other, from this day forth, and just make anything positive. I don't care how negative it is. There's a positive in there somewhere. You just got to put it out there and show them that it's possible.
And how old are your children?
18. My twins are 14, and my youngest is 9. And I adopted my ex-wife's middle son, and his name's Matthew, and I'd raised him from the age of 2 to 16. And he's tattooed on my chest, because he calls me dad still, even, not being there and her being with somebody else. It's still the message of him saying, hey dad, So I'll be there for him just like I would any of my kids. But I like where I'm at today. The whole world's different to me now.
Yeah.
You know, I don't take anything, you know, as, you know, whatever. I take every little thing that somebody gives me and I store it in me, as God would say, the tools that I'm going to need to keep going. And so that's what I'm going to do. And I ask him every day, just, you know, let me know what you want me to do. And he does. Out of nowhere, you know, I don't even know it and it just happens.